4 p.m. We're bringing you developing news
and the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon and Patrick Paez.
I'm Edwin Gao. Some stories we're watching this Tuesday, July 9. The Senate subpoena against suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Go has not been served. That's a day before the upper chamber resumes its probe on POGO operations, which Go is supposed to attend. The embattled mayor's camp says they do not expect a fair hearing at the Senate. The lawyers of, should I say this word? Fugitive Apollo Quiboloy go on the defense. Attorney Ferdinand Topacio wants to know the personalities who raised 10 million pesos as reward for information on his client. Topacio describes the amount as grossly disproportionate to the alleged crimes against Quiboloy. The pastor's other lawyer, Israelito Torreon, believes that the Marcos administration is plainly obsessed with his client.
And China slammed the reciprocal access agreement of the Philippines with Japan. Beijing says the region does not need military alliances, especially those that, quote, incite a new Cold War. It also cited Tokyo's colonial rule over Manila and other Southeast Asian countries, saying Japan needs to reflect on this part of history. Joining us today, Ana Marie Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star and Storycon's resident political pundit,
In the flesh.
Ronald Llamas. Okay.
Good afternoon, Ami. Dito na ako.
Oo nga, good afternoon. Happy Tuesday.
In the flesh, huh? Okay.
Ami, what's on the front pages of the Philippine Star?
Apart from the stories you mentioned, binabantayan namin yung palarong pambansa kasi magkikita daw yata a-attend si President Marcos and Vice President Sara Duterte. So titingnan natin kung anong magiging dynamics between the two of them. And of course, yung binabantayan natin yung mga reactions to the sign, ang sabi ng US, nag-announce ng US na in effect na daw yung civil nuclear agreement between the United States and the Philippines. Kung ano-ano yun, pwede na silang magpadala dito ng mga reactor, exchange of technology and training, ganon. So yan ang mga minomonitor natin ngayon.
Okay,
and in addition, of course, inulit ng mga senador na yan na nga, kapag hindi daw sumipot si Alice Go, paparesto nila, mag-i-issue sila ng arrest warrant. Although, hindi nga tinanggap kasi nung kampo ni Mayor Go yung subpoena ng Sinerv. Dahil wala naman daw doon sa pinadalahan na ano. Kaya ewan ko kung paano yon.
Okay, Ami, in connection with that possible optics at the Palarong Pambansa in Cebu, where the president is scheduled to be with the vice president for the games opening.
Yes.
We have another kind of optics, if you can show it, that happened today. It was posted on the official website or page of the First Lady. Ibang klaseng optics to. If you can, yan.
Yes.
So the First Lady in yellow with the sons of Chris Aquino. Yan. Uniteam.
Yes.
So,
pero it's not the first time na nagsuot naman siya ng yellow. Yung State of the Nation, pareho nga sila ni Sara Duterte naka-yellow eh. And in fact, Sara Duterte has been wearing yellow a lot.
Parang orange, mix ng red at saka yellow.
Oh, kahit si Amy Marcos has been wearing yellow a lot.
Ano yung orange? Sino naman yung orange?
Si Villar yung orange dati.
Pero interesting, kung ano yung pinag-usapan nila. Although, hindi naman yata yung generation na yan, hindi naman yan magkakaaway. Yan ang pagkakaalam natin eh.
Tama. At saka si
yung
Chris,
generation nila.
At saka si Chris naman, alam naman natin, tumatawid dyan eh. Kung saan-saan. No?
Well, there was that very famous interview a long time ago with Bongbong Marcos when he just returned
also
from
with Quiboloy.
exile.
Also with Quiboloy, etc. So, dahil TV personality rin siya, di ba? Hindi naman siya membro ng kahit anong political party.
Yes.
Oh, but the First Lady is not a TV personality. So, and this picture was posted on her official FB page. So, ano to?
Ibig sabihin, may meaning.
Siguro. Diba? We can have different readings into it. Baka reconciliation. Well,
Reconciliation, yes.
As far as we know, tuwing EDSA celebration at saka anniversary, death anniversary ni Ninoy, walang nagpapadala Malacanang ng bulaklak doon sa pagpag ni
Or message din doon sa Dutertes.
Yun ang may malisyoso pagbasa mo sa letra.
May political message din sila.
Pero anong message niya doon sa classic opposition?
Classic talaga, no?
Edi yung message ni Trillanes,
Ayun.
na
Yes.
pwedeng magsama.
Baka
Dahil may common enemy.
Oo.
Okay, ganyan.
Yes.
Pero yung message ni
Yeah, kasi
Trillanes
yung classic opposition, hindi naman actually siya nakikita. In fact, yan ang criticism ngayon daw sa classic opposition eh. Mukhang nako-off na nga daw ng administration, kaibigan.
pero
Although
parang
we have to
ayaw.
point out na both Noynoy Aquino and President Marcos, sinabi naman nila na magkaibigan sila noon during their Senate days.
Mag-fraternity brothers at the very least sa Upsilon, right?
Yes.
Dalawa. Okay.
Kaya nga, we should ask Ronald.
So speaking Ronald of this Trillanes speech or proposal for a unified ticket in the midterms in 2025 na medyo tinanggihan.
Well,
ng classic opposition.
Ang tinanggihan kasi...
Napasama loob niya.
Yeah. Ang tinanggihan nila yung pag-formalize sa isang slate. Several factors kasi dyan eh. Una, ay medyo mahabang proseso yan sa base. Dahil yung base kasi ay matagal nang kasama sa isang anti-Marcos movement in the past 40 years. No? Kaya hindi ganun kadali overnight. Ikalawa ay mukhang ang offer ay isa lang eh. No, isa lang sa opposition, yung papasok sa admin slate. Paano yung iba? So magmumukha namang inabandon. No? Kaya isang dahilan yan kung bakit siguro hindi kailangan i-formalize. At ikatlo, pwede naman kasing informal. Ibig sabihin, yung offer ni Trillanes na ito yung main enemy. No? Ito yung main threat. Pagtulungan natin, kahit hindi tayo officially magkasama sa isang slate, na makaka-complicate dun sa kanilang political base at dun sa mga hindi masasama. Yung kasi yung problema eh. Isa lang yung ino-offeran. Paano yung dalawa? Paano yung tatlo? No? So, ganun yung...
Ikaw kasi nasa slate ka na. Ako nung prino kay Bimbi at kay Josh. Anong dating yan sa mga classic oppositionists?
Well, sa mga opposition naman, tingin naman nila kay Chris ay hindi naman officially kasama sa kanila. At malaking bahagi ng pagtulong ni Chris ay dahil kay Pinoy. Dahil pumanaw na si Pinoy, lalong lumuwag yan. Pero kahit buhay si Pinoy, may sariling diskarte si Chris eh. Di ba? Kinakausap niya kung sino-sino eh. Dahil nga ay siya ay isang TV personality.
Well, at one point, remember, Bok, she was supposed to host a TV program with then President Duterte. Na naging medyo hindi magandang kinalabasan dahil parang hindi siniputan ng presidente. Ni former President Duterte.
Di ba nagkaroon nga ng dynamic in the past years nung medyo pinitik niya si Mar Rojas at saka si Corina.
Yeah,
diba? May ganung incident.
And that was seen as an attempt to get on the good side of the Duterte administration, right? Yun. So, tama. So,
No, pero hindi naman talaga. Meron din ganyang issue noon, remember, that was over Jojo Binay, na the Aquino sisters were campaigning for Jojo at kinasama ng loob yun nung Mar Rojas camp.
Noy-B.
So, ganun din yung dynamics doon.
Yung Noy-B dynamics.
They didn't campaign. Yun ang sabi nung Mar Rojas camp na actually ang kinakampanya ng mga to, si Noy-B yun, remember? That was the Noy-B yun eh.
At dahil hindi political...
Yun yung panahon na yun, oo.
At dahil hindi
So, hindi
political
talaga
si
sila
Juan,
magkano.
dahil hindi political si Chris, yung ganyang mga events ay natural sa kanya.
okay.
Yung ganyan.
Okay, one final point. I'm looking at the blog post on YouTube of Fact First by Christian Esguerra. I haven't listened to it, but I'm looking at the cover lines. It says, Trillanes hits purist kakampings. Is it fair to call them purists? Purists nga ba sila?
Hindi ko sigurado.
Masyado silang hardcore.
Ang sabi kasi ni Trillanes na ito ay usapin ng winnability, isa, at ikalawa, usapin ng main enemy. No? Kaya dapat ay medyo lumuwag yung ibang mga pinks.
Yeah.
Although hindi niya binanggit kung sino.
Dapat, pero mukhang hindi lumuluwag. Hardline pa rin.
Well, hindi overnight. Baka kasi, ang sabi ko nga minsan ay...
Because that seemed to be the problem in 2022 elections when they were so hardline. It turned off a lot of possible potential allies. And in an election, remember... election is addition, not subtraction. Diba? You need as many people on your side at least for election.
Pero lahat kasi ng mga political movements at saka parties, meron talagang core ng mga hardliners. Yan yung mga magpapakamatay para sa'yo. Kaya hindi yan madaling palambutin kaagad in so short a time. Pwede yan lumambot, pero it takes time at saka mga usap. No? Pero lahat meron. Meron ng green, meron ng pula, meron ng orange, meron ng dilaw. Lahat yan, yung talagang hindi aatras. At yan, pero may value yan eh. Yan yung aabot hanggang dulo. Diba? Yan yung mga hardline.
Okay. Meantime, President Bongbong Marcos and Vice President Sara Duterte are attending the Palarong Pambansa's opening later. For the latest, let's bring in One News Cebu desk and Freeman editor Dale Israel. Dale?
All right.
Tugtog na.
Yes, Dale. Dale, mamayang gabi pa pala ang opening. Do we have confirmation if the President will be there with the Vice President?
Yes, Patrick, Annie, and Ronald, the program has just started for the opening ceremonies of the Palarong Pambansa right here at the Sports Complex. We're talking about 12,000 athletes already here, but we're still waiting for the President to arrive. He's expected to be here by 5:30 p.m. But according to the schedule, he is supposed to be at the opening of a steel company in Compostela around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. On the other hand, Vice President Sara Duterte is already, or was already here in Cebu since yesterday. She attended the national press conference, post-press conference at Carcar City yesterday. And there's a lot of other activities from the Department of Education this morning and in Lapu-Lapu City. So in the program, both the top highest officials will be here at the Cebu City Sports Complex.
On another note, Dale, dadadulin ba dyan si suspended Mayor Mike Rama at Governor Gwen Garcia?
Well, in the program, we have Governor Gwen Garcia on the list of guests. We also have Acting Mayor Raymond Garcia on the list of guests. We haven't seen suspended Mayor Mike Rama on the guest list, and we cannot see him on the parade route also, which started around 1 o'clock. So the parade of athletes already ended, and all the athletes are here, and we haven't seen a sign of Mike Rama here at the Palarong.
So yung mga
I
magkakaaway,
understand nagsalita si VP Sara on education. She met with, I think, reporters. Ano yung sinabi niya?
I'm sorry.
Nagkaroon siya ng she talked about education, si Sara Duterte, while she was in Cebu. She's attending. Ano yung message niya nun about education? She has a message about education.
Yeah, about the journalists. The journalists should not just be able to question the challenges here.
Kasi ang report namin, ang sabi niya, she is hoping for improvements in basic education. Kasi nga, naghahanda na siya to turn over. Yan yung report to us coming from the VP camp.
Well, I mean, there was another event that Vice President attended, yung press conference, school's press conference, where she told the prospective journalists na
yes,
tell the truth. Always tell the truth.
Separate pa yan.
Which was curious kasi in 2019, if you recall, tanda ko ba yun? In 2019, she said honesty is not an issue because everybody lies, especially politicians. Totoo naman yun, you should tell the truth. Pero yun ang background nun.
Siguro, depende sa audience yan. Journalist yung kausap niya.
Sabi nga ni Marcel Macluhan.
Prospective journalist yung kausap niya.
Sabi ni Marcel Macluhan noong 1964, the medium is the message. So baka ibang medium ang kailangan magsabi nun. Yung may ibig mo sabihin eh.
I'm just telling you what happened and telling you what happened before.
Ayan.
Although I'm also wondering kung mamaya kung magsasama yung dalawa, sabi nga, kung magsasama yung dalawa, si VP at si PBBM, at kung patutugtog yung bagong Pilipinas hymn.
Si First Lady ba kasama mamaya? Yun yung maganda panoorin kung kasama si First Lady.
The First Lady is not on. The First Lady is not on the guest list for what we see right now, but But we are actually, everyone is waiting here for the president and vice president to be on the same stage because it's actually the first time or the first public event since the resignation of vice president from being an education secretary.
Yeah, since she told the president that they're not talk about the reasons for resigning.
You could say, Ronald, that this event is too important for the vice president and maybe even for the president for them to let whatever came in between them come in between them in this event.
At saka yung public
Kasi ano to palarong pambansa, it's a huge audience. It's the DepEd community. It's the teachers and students and all that. I mean,
saka yung public statements naman ng pareho, the Vice President Sara Duterte at saka si President Bongbong, ang kanilang public statements, wala naman silang personal na alitan.
Hindi sila. Not between them.
Yun naman ang kanya. Kaya pwede mo makita sila dyan na very cordial, very civil.
Yeah, so, well, they're confirmed in the invitation. So, we shouldn't be shocked if they are still together on stage. Together.
Kaya nga mas interesado ako kung kasama si First Lady.
Also, yung palaro is about sportsmanship.
Good point from Ed Lingao, okay?
Palaro is about sportsmanship, whether it's politics or sports.
Sports lang. Sports lang, di ba? Sports lang.
So, dapat hindi pikon tao.
Wala ka na.
Sabi ka na.
Sports lang tayo.
Okay, let's, Dale Israel, maraming salamat for your time.
Thank you, Dale.
Salamat, Dale, ha?
Salamat, Dale.
Puno mo ng picture si Gwen Garcia at saka si Mike Rama.
Hindi natin natanong kung magkasama rin sila. Right? Pero suspended yung isa so he doesn't have to be there.
Hindi, pero sabi ni Dale, kasama sa guest list.
Si Mike Rama. Si Mayor Mike Rama. Okay. So that will be interesting. I mean,
he's still a mayor.
Right.
Hindi pa naman siya natatanggal as mayor. Suspended lang.
Well, I was wondering if that exempts him from official functions. Parang ganon. But, obviously, nobody wants to miss out on this big event in Cebu. Cebu, number one in terms of voting population.
Yeah.
Yes. At lalo na si Vice President Sara, dahil sa mga lahat ng surveys, dramatically bumaba siya sa Visayas and Cebu, na dati ay bailiwick niya. So, kinakailangan niyang maayos.
Ever since Cebu carried Gloria Macapagal Arroyo to victory, mga strategies have learned to appreciate the importance and significance of Cebu in elections.
Lalo na, mahigit 91% daw yung bumoto doon para kay GMA. Para sa election. Wala akong naisip pa hiwatig, ha? Yun lang yung data.
Baka naman totoo rin. Pwede rin. Pwede rin.
Sa Pilipinas, lahat posible.
Nung 2017 sa Maguindanao, mas maraming botante bumoto kaysa yung mga registered voters.
Number one nga si Japit Singson nga, nag-number one sa Maguindanao.
They had to clean the voters list.
Kaya lahat naman posible.
Yung bayan ni Unsay, Datunsay. Mas maraming bumoto kasi botante.
Hindi, tsaka noong 2004, nasisiro si Fernando Poron sa mga Muslim areas. Yun yung medyo imposible.
Kaya hindi ba kaya mahal na mahal nga yung mga ampatuan noon nila GMA? They can deliver.
Talaga, they-deliver.
They can deliver
Well, to be fair, Ami, they deliver to whoever is in power.
Yes.
So it doesn't. They don't discriminate.
Yes.
It can be this administration, the succeeding administration.
Kung hindi nga nangyari yung massacre, baka sila pa yung nasa kapangyarihan dyan.
Yes, nasobrahan. Kaya hindi lang actually sa vote sila, pati sa peace and order. Kaya nga daw kinocultivate sila noon. Sila daw yung pang-control sa MILF. At that time, talaga daw tong si Andal, the mastermind, napaka-brutal daw ka talaga kasi. Talagang pupugutan ka daw ng ulo. Anyway, yun yung story ng mga sundalo doon.
Tsaka meron silang dalawang armored gun trucks doon na pag-ari ng ampatuan. Talagang camouflage pa yung kulay. Tapos heavily armored talaga. Tapos may mga 50 caliber.
But Bok, diba, the ampatuans came into power during Cory's time. There was some use for them too. They came into power during Cory's time.
As well. He was vice mayor.
Nag-OIC.
Because
the
government needs them to really fight the insurgency there in Mindanao.
Si Digong din, vice mayor din ng panahon ni Cory.
Duterte was also an appointee of Cory Aquino.
Si Digong din. Vice Mayor siya nun.
Sabi ko nga, Duterte. He was appointed, di ba? Ang dapat i-appoint yung nanay niya eh. Tumanggi daw. Kaya si Duterte ang in-appoint na ano doon.
Actually, may resistance si Nene Pimentel kay Digong noon. Dahil Roa yung kanyang middle name, di ba? At kalaban nila Pimentel yung mga Roa at that time. Kaya, pero kinuha siya ng mayor as vice. Eventually, nilabanan niya yung mayor at siya yung nanalo.
Okay, the winds of change only apply to Malacanang. In most cases, kung saan umihip ang hangin sa Malacanang, it hardly changes at the local level. Parang ganyan lumalabas.
Lalo na sa
old names, the old clans,
lalo na
the same power.
Lalo na sa parts of Mindanao na kinakailangan nila yung mga police at military as their own security. Dahil pag pinuulaw siya ng Malacanang, very vulnerable sila. At alam naman natin, very violent yung politics sa maraming bahagi ng Mindanao. So very crucial yung role ng Malacanang.
Kaya ngayon, may issue na naman nga sa Davao City, di ba? Pinull-out na naman nga daw yung 19 police station commanders. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa namin alam kung ano dahilan. Basta sinabi lang ng PNP, prerogative yan ng regional commander ng police.
Alam mo, Ami, baka may kinalaman dyan o may masasabi dyan yung magiging bisita natin, magiging resource natin mamaya. We're supposed to bring in Attorney Christina Conti. She is the, what's her official title? I never figured out her official title. What it means in relation.
Parang consultant eh.
Counsel. Associate counsel or something.
To the International Criminal Court.
Itanong na lang natin. No?
She'll be joining us later. She'll be joining us later after the gap. So maybe she has some developments for us because we're still looking at the July timetable. No? Ito yung binibigay sa ating timetable of July when an arrest warrant is supposed to be ready to be issued. They're not saying first week, second week, or anytime.
Or sometime along this next
quarter.
Yes. At sa remember kahapon, Ronald, sabi mo, merong, you indicated na merong at hinulaan na si Matobato yun. Pinatanong namin sa immigration kagabi, kahit gabi na As far as they are concerned, Matobato has 2 hold orders at wala daw silang record na umalis.
Naman pala.
Yan ang sabi sa amin ng Bureau of Immigration kagabi.
Tama.
So baka may gusto kong idagdag.
Mga chismis yan sa gilid-gilid na walang batayan.
Pero alam mo naman ng immigration minsan eh.
Hindi, dapat maniwala tayo sa statement ng immigration. Dapat maniwala tayo. Kaya, Ami, maniwala ka na.
Hindi, official record yun Official record. Alam naman natin, napakadaling umalis ng Pilipinas
Tsaka, yung official record, meron
niyang sa Mindanao makakarating ka na sana.
Puncher hole.
May puncher hole yan sa gilid. Kaya authentic yan. No? May butas yan sa gilid. Kaya authentic yan. No? I-take na lang natin at face value yung sinasabi. I stand corrected. Dahil masyado akong chismoso.
Bakit corrected ka na?
I stand corrected. Baka napulot ko lang.
Saan nga pala, para sa mga nakikinig at nanonood, saan nga pala galing yung puncher hole na...
Senator Bato.
Yun.
Diba? Yun yung mahalaga. No? Authentic ang isang document.
Yung PDEA Operations Report.
May puncher hole. Kaya sigurado ko yung sa Bureau of Immigration may butas din sa gilid.
Kasi mukhang officially filed.
Oo.
May nagpa-puncher pa pala ngayon. Government offices, I guess, gumagamit pa ng fastener at
sa mga thesis, yung plastic na gumaganon, yung maraming ipin.
Pero baka mag-iba istorya mamaya. Titingnan natin. Tinatanong pa rin namin.
Okay na yun.
Pero as of last night yun. Tinanong namin. Nilinaw lang namin.
Si Matobato, was he in hiding before this? Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't be,
Let's just talk about him in general.
In general terms, yeah. Sige nga, huwag na.
In hiding ba siya? Hindi yata siya in hiding.
Baka ng status nun?
He's not a former policeman, or is he?
Hindi, si Las Cañas.
Dati yata siyang civil security
si Las Cañas.
Kafko siya. Si Las Cañas ang former policeman.
And he's a self-confessed assassin.
Yes.
For the Davao Death Squad.
Yes.
Okay, this is him, Mr. Matobato.
And he was claiming that he witnessed personally daw, sabi niya, at least 8 times na nagpaputok yung dating Pangulo.
At siya yung nauna, long before Las Cañas.
I think this is the Senate hearing, no? Senate hearing.
Patrick Paez.
I'm Andy Gao, still with us. Ami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star and Ronald Llamas, our resident political pundit in the flesh. Natawa ka na naman.
Hindi na dito
Natawa ko sa in the flesh.
In the flesh. Bok, na-miss ka namin eh. Na-miss ka namin talaga.
I'm sure.
Anyway.
Parang hindi ko na na-miss. Alas 4 na umaga ako kumigising.
Parang hindi siya nawala eh. Yun. Pag-usapan natin ngayon. Sige. We were talking lang kanina about yung reciprocal access agreement with Japan. Di ba? Finally, there's a legal cover for an exchange of forces and visiting forces coming here from Japan. But when you look at the Japanese Constitution of 1947, it's actually prohibited for Japan to have a military. That is why.
Kaya self-defense force tawag nila.
That is why until now they maintain that cover that it's not a military, it's a self-defense force. Actually, dami nilang
permutations.
For example, they now have at least 2 aircraft carriers that they refuse to call aircraft carriers. They call them multi-purpose destroyers.
Tsaka ang tawag nila helicopter carriers. Dahil walang mga fighter jets, mga helicopters ang naglaland.
Yeah, but they already tried the F-35B. It's the newest US fighter jet.
I meant before, nung lumabas yung carriers na yan, puro chopper ang nandyan. Ngayon, bumili na sila ng mga fighter jets.
Because they don't want to look like they're militarizing.
Yes.
And that they're capable
madali namang i-redefine ang defense. Diba? Madali namang i-spin ang self-defense. Lahat yan self-defense.
Well, speaking about how countries kind of evolved from their original policy, the United States, for example, disavowed any colonial attempts on other peoples, on other countries. Diba? May ganun yung American Constitution. May ganun sila yung American tradition. Yes. And speaking of China, it was Deng Xiaoping who said that they're not interested in creating any sort of Chinese hegemony in the region.
At ang sabi ni Deng Xiaoping,
sabi nila dati yun. Pero now we're seeing
sabi ni Deng Xiaoping,
kind of
kung kami ay
hegemony.
magiging imperialist, pabagsakin nyo kami. No, ganun na
dati yun. Dati niya sinabi yun.
Yes.
So things change. Things change. Yeah. China now is arming and it's ready to mobilize its armed forces overseas.
And the Philippines should know dahil yung ating politics, every 6 years, massive yung change. From a housewife like Cory to a former general like Ramos, and then a movie star like Erap, and then the daughter of a former president, Arroyo, and then again the son of a former president, and then a mayor, the Punisher, and then ngayon balik yung Marcos. So every 6 years, ang bilis ng pagbabago sa ating bansa. Even foreign policy nagbabago. Right. Sa ibang bansa, hindi nagbabago foreign policy. Pero sa atin, almost every government ay merong pagbabago sa foreign policy. Kaya dapat siguro in the future, wag tayo masyado magbago.
But isn't that, could you say na that's how a small and weaker country survives? Is to learn to bend with the wind. Kaya by instinct, it has to be...
Well, pero makita natin yung ating mga kapitbahay. Nai-stabilize yung economy, nai-stabilize yung political system, nawawala yung mga social conflicts kung meron silang gobyerno na stable. Which means na hindi masyadong ganun kadramatic yung pagbabago. Ang nangyayari sa atin, parang, yes, nagbe-bend tayo, pero we remain a weak state. At yan yung ine-exploit ng mga ibang mas powerful na mga bansa.
So tama yung thesis ni Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Strong Republic.
Strong Republic.
Oh, problema lalo niyang pinahina.
But theoretically, I think that was the thesis.
Diba? Yan ang pinoproblema Yan ang pinoproblema ngayon for 2028 na baka nga maghahanap ang China ng another friendlier person to head the Philippines.
Mukhang nakahanap na.
Kaya yan ang...
Hindi na sila naghahanap. Mukhang nakahanap na.
Hindi. Considering na bumababa nga yung popularity, syempre, hindi naman, meron yung mga plan B, plan B, plan C.
May gano'n ba? May plan B ba?
Ayun, si Baste.
Seryoso ba yun?
Okay. Ang bilis
Seryoso ba yun?
Digong 2.0. Mas mas malapit yung kanyang lengguwahe, yung kanyang actuations do sa tatay, kaysa kay Sara.
Yeah, but he
Kaya-
doesn't have the track record of the father in governing Davao City.
Doesn't matter. It's about branding. Sino ba yung mas kayang magdala more effectively nung brand nila? Si Sara ba o si Baste? No? Kaya yan ay makikita natin in the next few years. Parang ikuha nila yan eh. Ipapilot. No?
Okay. Pero si Sara kasi nanununtok. Oh.
Oo nga.
Oo.
Kaya lang nakilala
Nananampal.
si Sara dahil doon eh. Di ba? Pero halimbawa, nitong mga nakaraang mga buwan,
Puro no
taon,
comment.
Oo. Ang nagsasalita na malapit-lapit sa estilo
Si
ng
Baste.
tatay, si Baste.
That's true.
PBM, mag-resign ka na. No? Baka mangyari sa'yo yung nangyari sa Romanov at saka kay Mussolini. Oh, di ba?
Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, anong nangyari kay Mussolini at sa Romanov?
Minasakit.
Ayun.
Pinitay pati wala si Mussolini, pati yung asawa niya.
Well,
Si
it's
Carmen.
a matter of
asawa,
history.
girlfriend.
That's history, no?
Yeah.
So it's a history.
Kaya ibig sabihin, yung malapit sa ganong klaseng disruption, at least at ngayon, ay si Baste kesa kay Sara. Pero sa ngayon nga, question mark pa si Baste. Itatrial run pa yan.
Hindi nagpipigil sa pananalita. Ganun, talagang lumalabas lahat kung ano-ano.
Oo.
Then that's Mayor Baste.
Tsaka sabi nga ni Ami, si Sara kasi ay nagsisimula ng bumaba eh. Kung yan ay hindi mapipigilan, then they will be looking for an alternative. No? At hindi naman yan kukuha labas sa kanila. Hindi naman nila kukunin sa ex-human rights lawyer Harry Roque or si Panelo. No? Hindi naman nila kukunin yun. Or si Vic Rodriguez.
What about Amy Marcos?
Oo.
Si Amy Marcos.
Ano nga?
Pero
Where does that
ayaw
factor
ni
in?
Baste kay Amy eh. No? Binabanatan din siya ng sections ng Duterte camp. Sila Panelo. Binabanatan din si Amy eh. At ngayon, sasama si Amy sa administration slate. No?
Well, there is Robin Padilla who's still around with the Duterte circle. Is it a viable plan B? And we know that he's very critical also of the aggressive position of this administration vis-a-vis China, di ba? So, you know.
Well, so far sa mga
checks
surveys,
that box.
So far sa mga surveys, hindi siya nagmamarka masyado. For president Sa vice president, number 3 yata siya or number 2.
There's time,
Yeah.
di ba?
Yeah,
Didn't you say that there's time for him?
Oh, may
It's
time.
better na hindi siya nagmamarka ngayon because you don't want to peak too early.
Yes, may enough time din para siya ay mag-unravel.
Teka,
Yung mga tulfo.
Sino to? Si Robin
Yung
to?
mga tulfo.
Oh, ang sarap ng nguya nung chicken.
Kulang na lang beer eh. No?
Oh, pero in the end, he stepped up to the plate and said, teka, let's have a recess. Oh.
Umawat.
Sino iba gumawa nun?
Umawat.
Wala kayo
Ronald, yung mga tulfo, anong nun? Ano sila vis-a-vis China? Anong tingin mo?
Well,
The Tulfo brand.
Well, si Erwin bumabanat this past few months, di ba? Si Erwin, no? At si Rafi naman, kahit hindi siya yung pangunahing bumabanat, meron din siyang nilalabas na posisyon. Tingin ko, mas malapit sila dun sa government position or government foreign policy. Sa ngayon, yung mga tulpo. Pero ang mga tulpo kasi, isa ring brand dyan, katulad ng Duterte. Sa ngayon, yung dalawang brand na yon yung dominant. At posibleng yan yung magbakbakan going into 2028. Dalawang brand. Unless may bagong brand na susulpot.
Yung Marcos ba, wala namang
Bear
brand?
brand.
yung Marcos ka ba, wala namang brand?
Meron naman, pero mas incumbent.
Si Speaker.
For the future, hindi ko sigurado.
Kaya nga, yung sabi ni Ami kasi, di ba? Well, of course,
Si
Bongbong can run for a second term. Pero
isa lang naman yung nababanggit at this point. At this point, isa lang ang nababanggit
Dahil
na potential
si Sandro
na
kasi underage pa
successor
eh.
i-endorse.
Underage pa kasi
Sandro
si
is
Sandro.
too young.
Yeah.
Okay, at this point,
Si Speaker pa rin ang binabanggit.
Yes.
Ami, at this point, let's bring in our resource for today. We
Yes.
have on the line Attorney Cristina Conti. She is Assistant Counsel Attorney to the International Criminal Court. I hope we got that right, Attorney Conti.
Assistant Counsel.
Yes, good afternoon. Assistant to Counsel.
Assistant to Counsel.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Attorney.
Okay. Good
Kanina
afternoon.
pinagtatalunan namin, Attorney, kung anong ibig sabihin nun eh. Ano bang ibig sabihin nun?
Ayun, sabihin lang ko, accredited ako sa ICC to practice before the court.
So hindi kayo employed sa
okay.
ICC?
I am not employed at the ICC. Parang, kumbaga, nakarehistro ko as a Filipino lawyer.
Yun di ba
naka-register
yun
ako
di ba
sa
attorney yung sinasabi ni ex-human rights lawyer Harry Roque na siya ay registered din? Ganun bang klase?
Yes po. Yes, and actually, there was a time that he was the counsel, the sole Filipino na counsel, and I was the sole Filipina as assistant to
Yun.
counsel.
Ang kaibahan ng attorney, siya ay ex-human rights lawyer. Kayo hanggang ngayon human rights lawyer pa rin.
Oo, magkaiba kami ng team.
Yan. Nililinaw lang.
Ikaw
Nililinaw
talaga.
lang natin.
Ikaw talaga. Naughty ka talaga.
Attorney Conti, any new development? It's July.
July.
Right? It's July. Any new development? I don't know how to ask this question.
Whether it's action or actions by the ICC or actions by possible potential witnesses to the ICC case.
Okay, so first, by the ICC, there is no public movement or development. Alam ko lahat naghihintay ng warrant of arrest, but again, it is confidential. And the proceedings of the issuance, service, and even announcement of the warrant of arrest is, has to be kept confidential. Lalo na kung may chance kang mahuli yung suspect or yung target of the warrant of arrest. There was only one chance, or one circumstance that the warrant of arrest was announced at the same time almost that it was issued, which was the warrant for the Russian
President.
Officials.
Russian president, right?
Kasi parang wala Russian president, the chairman of the Children's Commission, Maria Belova, and then recently 2 other warrants of arrest. This was in the context or in the circumstance that they might not be arrested, won't likely be, which is why the ICC deemed it more helpful for them na i-announce na lang.
Okay, Attorney
Hopefully
Conti.
we don't get to that situation.
Attorney Conti, so since there won't be any announcement necessary in this case in the Philippines, theoretically it's possible that an arrest warrant has been issued. Theoretically.
Yes, theoretically. There could have been a warrant of arrest issued in June even.
Pero meron na ba, attorney? Tayo lang. Attorney, tayo. Ano na mapalitaan nyo dyan? Tayo lang naman, attorney.
Wala akong
Pakita mo ba yun?
balita.
Did you see it coming?
Pero ako, confident ako that it will come within the year. And then, my problem is, or yung pinapasolve sa amin, paano siya masiserve? And the development that Lito Patay, one of the implementors, one of the worst recorded violators during the war on drugs, is now Davao City Police Chief. So that is concerning for us.
Well, di ba siya natanggal? Kasama doon sa mga natanggal, attorney? Ayan, doon sa maraming mga...
Alam niyo, hindi po.
Ha?
Kahapon ba o nung isang araw
Right.
nung nag-assignment, siya yung Davao Police Chief. Kaya gulat nga kami eh.
Hindi natanggal?
He came from the regional personnel and housing, yung mga unit na pinaglalagyan muna ng mga floating or on the side. And then now, he has been assigned as Davao City Police Chief. I don't know how it would work in the context of a possible warrant of arrest against his former principal, Rodrigo Duterte, and even Ronald Bato de la Rosa eventually, and also in the context of Kibuloy.
Baka naman bumaliktad na. Anyway,
Anong pangalan, attorney? Attorney, anong pangalan? What's the name of the Davao City Police?
Lito Patay. Very...
Ito ba yung nakausap ni Manny Mo?
Patay!
Si Patay.
Okay. Patay.
Yung na-interview ni Manny Mo.
Yeah.
Kung gano'n ang apelido mo, hindi ka
Patay.
makakalimutan.
Buhay pa pala siya.
Di ba, Tony, ito yung lumabas sa Reuters report, di ba? Yung grupo ni Patay,
Yes.
allegedly pumapatay.
Yeah,
so he was a source in the Reuters report.
Saying yung grupo niyang kinover ng Reuters. I don't know if they made any admissions there, but they were brought in from Davao to undertake drug operations in Metro Manila.
At parang
This group.
siya.
But was this the source of the Reuters report? Huwag na natin ukatin.
Hindi siya.
Hindi ko alam.
Huwag na natin ukatin yung mga bagay na ganyan. But Attorney, I just want to backtrack to what you said a while ago. You said pinapasolve sa amin, paano siya masa-serve? So your inputs are being asked by who?
By the victim and by involved person. Kumbaga, we're always being asked, how? What are your suggestions? Of course, I'm not required to supply a solution because I'm not part of government. So medyo relaxed ako doon. So perhaps the best person to talk about a possible implementation would be those in government.
But I guess what they're trying to get from you, at least, are suggestions, even if it doesn't fall on your office to implement the arrest.
Patrick, parang maraming sinabi si attorney na hindi naman niya sinabi.
Oo nga eh.
Attorney, i-verify lang namin, may bago bang witness na nagpunta sa ICC?
Yeah.
No, I am not aware of any development in that front. Pero ang sabi nga daw ay naghihingi ulit ang ICC ng witnesses.
Naghihingi?
Ano yun?
Naghihiring.
May rumors na the ICC is asking for additional witnesses. But as to whether one has already agreed and one has flown out to the state, hindi ko pa alam.
ICC is asking for additional witnesses. Bakit kaya?
It could be because they're at the point of identifying who are most responsible. And sa who are most responsible, pwedeng ilan yon. I think it's very clear it's Duterte at this point. It could be Bato. But the ICC is looking at officials na mid-level. Or even, I don't know kung top level, kung uubusin nila hanggang kay ano pang inabot. Si Albayalde yata yung chief when we left the ICC.
Yes.
And then, yung mid-level policemen, they're looking at their responsibilities. So you need to have additional information as to what were their actual participation.
Itong si Davao Police Chief, was he mentioned in any of the ICC documents or kahit questioning? Yung sinasabi niyo, si Patay pala yung ano nun, ang pronunciation. Is he mentioned?
At this point, not yet.
Okay, he's not mentioned, but you, based on information you have, he is involved in the DDS operations. Is it possible, Attorney Conti, that he is a potential witness also to this investigation?
Yes, actually, any of the alleged perpetrators can become witnesses. Ang tawag nga dyan ng ICC ay insider witnesses. And they've been crucial in several trials because they will be the ones who will testify as to how exactly were the instructions implemented. Minsan kasi wala sa papel o kaya walang aamin. Hanggang walang aamin, hindi mo malalaman.
Baka kaya hindi natanggal siguro sa regodo.
Baka kaya ginawang Davao Police Chief.
Pwede rin,
Yeah.
Ano, Bok? Magsalita ka naman. Baka ano pa masabi namin. Yung gusto mo sabihin, hindi rin pwede sabihin. Yung iniisip mo. Diba?
Teka, Attorney, kasi, at least from what you've told us so far, humihingi pa, the rumor is that naghanap pa sila ng additional witnesses. So is it possible that they haven't, is it more likely that they haven't come out yet with a warrant while they're fishing around for, at least reportedly, more witnesses?
Ito yung difference nila sa atin. They don't need to finish the investigation entirely before they can issue a warrant. If now there is information that, for example, one person is most likely and most probably the most responsible for crimes against humanity, then they could issue a warrant against this person, even if the investigation continues as to other person. So, hindi pa po nagbubukas yung trial or hindi pa natatapos yung investigation, posibleng may mauuna.
Yeah, hindi kailangan sabay-sabay.
Tsaka, di ba, attorney, pwedeng kumukuha sila ng continuing desire na magdagdag ng mga witnesses at saka ng mga ebidensya para na dun sa official trial, not necessarily sa preliminary investigation.
Actually, yes. Kami, actually, as victims, we're preparing for trial already because that's where we will have more material role. Right now, they're identifying who are the most responsible. We've submitted everything. Yung mga police reports namin, yung mga analysis namin. Ito po ang mga involved na police. Ito po ang chief nila. Ito po ang utos ni Bato, yung Tokhang Memorandum. At ito po ang mga sinabi ni Duterte. The analysis of all information is now up to the ICC. And so we're waiting for trial and for the, kumbaga, presentation of evidence to prove that this person indeed are guilty. Doon na kami.
Tsaka, attorney,
So attorney, yung sa submission nyo, na-mention nyo si Director Patay. Patay.
Yes.
He was mentioned.
Yes,
okay.
Ang binagay ko po kanina when you say ICC pleadings, ito po kasi yung sinabit nila or in-upload ng ICC. In these documents, actually, there are redacted portions. So, I might be wrong and Patay might have been mentioned in these redacted portions. But for us, we did submit his name in several instances. Bago po siya, hindi ko po alam kung nagkalookan siya mismo, pero I am sure, Station 6, Batasan, Quezon City.
Payatas ata siya.
Yes.
And then we filed a case against this station commander because they conducted the house-to-house drug survey, drug test, etc.
Attorney, pero beyond the point, mukhang yung ICC naman ay beyond the point na naghahanap ng corroboration para sa kanilang main witness, si Las Cañas. Mukhang lampas na ron, no? Yung binanggit na additional witnesses ay hindi para sa i-corroborate yung main testimony ni Las Cañas, the smoking gun testimony.
Yeah, opo palagay ko, at this point, they're just really identifying who else are responsible. So, and it could go into the delimitation of the scope of the investigation or the trial. Kasi kunyari po, kailangan nila ng witness na magsasabi na galing sa national, ganito binaba ang instruction sa Bulacan. Ganito binaba ang instruction sa Cebu. Kaya they might be looking at regional witnesses na medyo mababa. Medyo mid-level, sabihin na natin. Wag namang mababa. Yung may masasabi pa rin talaga sa kung paano ang nangyari patayan.
Attorney, meron bang kayong balak na ireklamo itong appointment ni Patay? Meron bang ibang mga grupo na nais questionin? Or at least mag-file ng mga reklamo sa tamang mga institusyon tungkol dito sa appointment?
Pag-aralan po namin. Pero ang problema kasi this is an assignment, not a promotion. So hindi po siya nataas ng rango kung saan may possibility kasi na mag-consult or magreklamo yung publiko. Pero ito po ay assignment. Kaya we would have to look into that. Bakit ikaw nga ang Davao City Police Chief?
Okay. Thank you, our Attorney Cristina Conti. That was Attorney Conti, Assistant Counsel to the International Criminal Court.
Thank you, Attorney.
Thank you, Attorney.
I found the Reuters story book, 2017, how a secretive police squad racked up kills in Duterte's drug war. Calling themselves the Davao Boys, they formed the core of a lethal anti-drug unit. Ito yung kay Patay.
Okay. But it's strange that nagkaroon ng balasahan sa Davao City Police pero hindi siya napalitan, di ba? Ang daming apektado doon sa mga unless there's something we don't know.
Baka may tulong siya na hindi natin alam.
Yes. Kasi ang habol lang naman nila matataas, di ba? So kung police chief lang, baka Hindi pang ICC. Parang ganun. Okay, thank you for joining the Storycon today. Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, and Ronald Llamas, our resident political pundit.
Join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the Storycon. I'm Edwin Gao.
I'm Patrick Paez. We are One News, all sides, all the time.